5 steps to get out of a rut. Now, everyone in this world today is so focused on getting to their next goal, achieving, getting the task done, that they forget about certain things. And one of the biggest things is that people forget about having the end goal in sight. They just work, and then hit a wall. And they end up getting stuck in ruts, not figuring out how to get out of it, paralyzed to the situation, and then they just give up. So in this video, let's just quickly go over some of the quick tips to actually get yourself out of a rut. For me, I'm in a rut right now, and it's gonna happen to everyone. So like to say someone doesn't get stuck in the rut is total BS. For me, I'm in a rut because I've been in healthcare for 17 years. I'm also in a couple businesses. They're both doing well, but as things grow, you realize what you value, what you don't value, and which one to be a part of and what you don't want to be a part of. And subliminally, who you want to work with and who you don't want to work with. And so now I'm forced to take stock, okay, which direction do I go? Because right now I don't have a full income for my healthcare. That's gone, and I need to focus on how do I build up what I need for my sustainment. Part of the game, can't get really mad about it or butt hurt and get crippled about it. You just got to make decisions and move. And I do have a savings that'll buffer me for a couple months, but then in that time, I'm going to explore what I want to do and try to figure out my purpose, get out of the situation right now, and then figure out what my end goal is. So quickly, let's just get into it. For me, the first step in getting out of a rut is acceptance. Most people don't realize they shot themselves in the foot. They put themselves in one direction with one exit. They never gave themselves options. They put themselves in a situation where their back is up against the wall. And this is gonna happen time to time. First one really comes down to accepting that, right? Because if you can't accept it, then you can't start moving in that direction. A lot of times, a lot of the guys that I talk to, they're like, oh, it's because of this situation, that situation. Oh, this would have never happened if this happened. And that's just playing the blame game. That's just not taking accountability that you made a decision and that decision was wrong. Face it, even I've had that situation when I was younger. Damn, if this didn't happen, this would have been okay. But now at my age, being 40, starting fresh in life, this is what I'm gonna do. Boom. First one is awareness. Now, the second thing that was really important, figure out what you want. What's the end goal? Where do you need to be? You got to take stock of where you're currently at, where you're stuck, and where you want to be. And that's no easy task, because once you know where you want, you got to reverse engineer. How do you get there from where you're at right now? When you're hiking a mountain, you can see the peak and where it's at, and you know where your feet planted. But you could see the pathway, but you can't. And so you gotta just make a decision. I wanna go to that peak, I'm gonna start walking in that direction. It's like that, but when it comes to business, career, you gotta reverse engineer. How do I do this? How do I do that? And you gotta take your steps accordingly. Now, there is truth in just making the decision and going. When you wanna go, you gotta start walking. You can't hesitate, can't wait till you have 100% of the information to just say, okay, now I'm ready to go. It doesn't work like that. Opportunity has a finite timeline, and if you don't take the opportunity immediately, someone else will, or that opportunity is given to someone else. So you need to go execute as quickly as you can. When you make that decision though, you gotta make sure that decision matches your end goal. I've had situations where partnerships try to have me do all the work, and then I look at the compensation structure and oh, that doesn't work. You're gonna have me build everything, but then you're gonna reap all the rewards to yourself. That's not gonna work for me. And so that's the situation I'm in right now, where it's, okay, let me re-strategize what I'm gonna do. And I think one of the best things I could do right now is, with my experiences in being in big corporate, being in small business and mid-level businesses, it's time for me to just branch out and just do my own thing. Nothing wrong with that. It's just a choice. And I'm just gonna commit to it. 100% all in. Now, what does that require for me to share my experiences and things like that? I'm gonna have to post on YouTube every day, post on social media. I have to take stock of all the stories and all the memories I've gone through and figure out how that relates to the things that we go through as men and how we could get better and build up from there. Because the goal, if I'm going to do this YouTube, is to inspire 1 million men. That's my goal. And how am I going to do that? Is just sharing the experiences, sharing my memories, sharing my lessons and thoughts, and how do I adjust and how do I pivot life? How do I handle current society? And how do I reevaluate my morals and values? Those always change. So what you might see 5 years ago, I may not believe now. And what I believe now, I may not believe in 5 years, because status quo always changes. And so when you're in a rut, you got to understand that sometimes your values are going to have to change. You got to figure out, what do you prioritize? What's important to you? What's really going to move you to where you need to go? Take stock of what you know. Take stock of what you believe. Now, once you have that acceptance and awareness, once you know where you want to go and what values you want to operate from, then that makes it so much easier to make a decision. Decide, this is the pathway I'm going to follow. And you could do a quick outline, whatever it is, whatever helps you out. Once you have the direction, and you got to commitment to getting out of the rut, you're pretty much stuck in a well. You're already underwater. You've already dug yourself in a hole. That's what a rut is. And so you're going to have to do double time. You got to go, grind it out, keep going. Now, sometimes it's easy to get out of a hole. Sometimes it's not. It depends on the personal situation, and everything changes. You gotta know how deep you're in. Like me, I can make it work though. I'm not sweating it too bad. And I've been in those situations before, because sometimes when you're at the lowest of the low, you bounce back even higher. One of the things I tell people is life is a trampoline. You could faceplant as bad as you want, but you could always rise from the ashes. You could bounce back as high as possible, no matter what goes on. So never lose faith, always keep going, stay disciplined, stay committed, because the decision to get out of the rut is gonna be messy. It's gonna be nasty, it's gonna be dirty, you're gonna be in the trenches. You gotta keep going, do whatever you can. Now, the last thing I wanna say about getting out of the rut, ask for help sometimes. As guys, it's easy for us to tell people, oh, we got this, got it, I'm cool, I'm good, I know what to do, but you don't. If you knew what to do, you wouldn't be in this situation. So it's okay to ask for help. It's not being weak to ask for help. Like, I'm struggling, I need to figure this out. I don't know what decision is correct. I don't know where to go. I don't know how to figure this out. And for me, I like to ask my dad. My dad's very smart when it comes to actually businesses and being a productive member in society. I really leverage my father's experience. And I also talk to my brothers and my cousins. They've all gone through situations. And that's the beauty of having a group of men that you could call your tribe and ask help from, because everyone has a different experience and you could learn from their experience. Everyone says, oh yeah, to gain experience, you should learn it from yourself. Not entirely true. Sometimes the best way to learn experience is from other people's mistakes. I have friends that lost millions of dollars. I've had people that lose a bunch of opportunities because of their attitudes. I've done that myself also. And when you learn to ask for help when you're struggling, it actually saves you time. It actually saves you stress. And then you could actually figure out ways to get back to center, like homeostasis and center balance as quickly as possible. Now, these are just some of the things that I believe helped me out in getting out of ruts really quickly. And I've used these tactics multiple times in my 40 years. Sometimes it works, sometimes it may not work for everyone. And definitely like, subscribe, and follow if you like this content. Be easy.